Hey guys, it's been a while since I've been in front of the camera. Um, just got back from a trip, seeing an old buddy of mine out in Kentucky, and if I look a little fucked up, it's because I've been up since yesterday. We got back early this afternoon. We had a very early flight in the morning, and they live about 2 to 3 hours away from the airport. So we had to stay up all night and then leave early in the morning. So that was fun. I've gotten a little bit of sleep. But I have a couple of things on my mind I want to talk about. For one thing, while I was in Kentucky, my buddy wanted to show me the movie Expendables 2. And I thought I'd talk about that really briefly, and also about a few other things that I have coming up that I would like to work on and maybe talk about a little bit, go a little bit more in depth. So, Expendables 1, I rented, and I'd heard a lot about from friends and such, and from various other online reviewers. There were a lot of people who really liked it. There were some who thought it was okay, and I liked it, uh, um, and I watched it, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. Um, it was very enjoyable, and it had some pretty good writing. It had some pretty good characters, some pretty good moments, uh, some great action. Um, it was just a very enjoyable, kind of old school throwback action movie. There was some stuff in there that I didn't like. Arnold Schwarzenegger being thrown in there for no reason other than to say, "Hey, I'm Arnold Schwarzenegger and I'm in this movie. I want to be the president." Yeah, I thought that was really stupid and kind of pointless. He was just there to be there, and yeah. But all in all, I thought the movie was really good. I like the fact that each character, got their own moment to shine and really get to show off, and and get to have a really cool action moment. That it wasn't just all about Sylvester Stallone or just all about Nathan Statham. Uh, and and it was a pretty damn good movie. I thought the villains were really good and really interesting. And the sequel, however, I think there have been a few people who, when they reviewed the sequel, said that it wasn't as good as the first one. It's okay as a movie. It's certainly not as good as the first movie. Um, the villain is weak. He's just there. And he really didn't strike me as being interesting or really terrifying. Uh, yeah, he's over the top evil. And the fact that his name is Villain, basically his name is just Villain, is just pronounced in a very European roundabout way of saying it, Villain. But yeah, his name is Villain. Isn't that clever? And goddamn, there was a lot of dumb shit in there with each and every actor having to make a reference to everybody's movies. Arnold's movies, his Terminator stuff, and then of course we have to reference Bruce Willis's Die Hard movies. It's the other actors who say, the quotable lines like, I forget the guy's name, who's the big black guy with the big badass shotgun, who says to Arnold, after he has to give him his gun, he says, "Man, if I don't get this back, your ass is terminated." Yeah, that's the kind of crap I would have to roll my eyes at. And then Arnold and Bruce Willis are together, and a few times now Arnold has said his famous line, "I'm back." Yeah, we get it. and Arnold's gonna, he like runs out of ammo at one point, and he says to Bruce Willis, "I'll be back." And Bruce says to him, "No, you know, you've been back enough times. I'll be back." And like he runs off or something, and Arnold says, "Yippee-ki-yay." You know, it's that sort of crap where they just do it too much, and it just kind of really gets on your nerves. But you know, there were still a few things in the movie that were enjoyable. There were some action bits that were pretty cool. If I had to give this movie a rating overall, I give it a 6 out of 10. It's pretty average. It's not as good as the first. The first is certainly a much better movie. You get to know the characters a lot more, and more particularly the villains. The villains are made to be a lot more interesting, and as are the rest of the characters. You know, and then you have, you know, some pretty good action. There is just way too much use nowadays in a lot of action movies of the CG gore. And that was really why I really enjoyed the remake of Evil Dead, which I wasn't sure I would, but there was just a lot of heavy use of practical gore, and that just made it all the more enjoyable. So, yeah, I know, it's a movie that's been out for a while, but yeah, there you go. He was also going to try and show me the movie Red, but the same night that we watched that was the same night that we were supposed to be leaving in a few hours. And the fact that the movie Red actually belonged to his mother, and at the time she was asleep, and that movie's in her room, and he didn't want to risk bothering her and waking her up. So, I don't blame him for that. So, upcoming project that I'd like to work on is going to be a kind of a Let's Play retrospective. Something I've been thinking about for quite a while that I really like to do, and I would want to say that after the initial Let's Play that I do, that I'd like to do a quote-unquote review, where I get a little bit more retrospective about said games, but obviously that can all be touched on during the Let's Play, and that's basically the Zelda series. I've been getting incredibly nostalgic with a lot of my collections lately, and I've been spending quite a bit of money on these old boxes. And I mean, the first Zelda box I was able to get for maybe $40 from a local game shop here that was more than happy to order them for me. They actually found this one that was in really good condition, as you can see, and the game itself is the original gold. It's just awesome. It also has the book, which I actually already have, because I'm that much of a nerd. Whereas, hold on, I can never put this back in. Damn you. Whereas Zelda 2, The Adventures of Link, the box is a little bit more beat up. The bottom's missing. It's, you know, kind of smashed in. I probably could have found a better one, but I probably would have wound up spending a lot more. And I was already spending quite a bit on these boxes together. But so yeah, so I got the Zelda boxes. I just love these. You know, I mean, if I was a kid, if I was able to go back, I would have prevented myself, as I'm sure, you know, we all would have when we were first, you know, buying our video games. I would have stopped myself, you know, from tearing open the box and taking out the game and then just chucking the box in the garbage. I would have been smart and probably kept these. But I didn't, and so now I'm going back and collecting these. So I plan on obviously doing a big retrospective, probably just two-part videos, Let's Plays on the Zelda games, and I'll be covering 4, basically. I'll be covering the first 2 Zeldas on Nintendo, Link to the Past as well. I just got this box while I was in Kentucky. One of our buddies who was meeting us out there told me he had a little surprise for me and showed me that he was giving away his old Super Nintendo, which I really didn't need. But what was also in the bag was his box for the original Link to the Past, which I was going to order, or at least see about trying to order and get. So now I got it for free. And it has the game and it has the book, and I think I still have my copy of the book. His copy is actually missing the cover. And it also has the map to it too, which is pretty cool. What I'll try to order next will be the Ocarina of Time N64 box. I actually own Ocarina now on the 3DS, and it looks great with the revamped graphics. But I don't have a capture device that can capture footage off of the 3DS. I imagine I could find one, but more than likely it's going to be really expensive. And I just don't have that much money right now. So I'll probably get working on those in the coming week. I'm debating on whether or not I was going to include my friend Andy in on it. This is the same guy who appears on the Other People podcast. Yeah, there's only been like 2 episodes so far, and nobody's really watching. But then again, nobody really watches a lot of my stuff. Sometimes I kind of question myself, like, why do I do this shit? Like, why do I even bother, coming up with these grand plans of like, ooh, I'm going to do a big Let's Play on Super Metroid. Nobody cared. Hey, I'm going to do a big retrospective on the Zelda series. Nobody's going to care. Yeah, but I care. I like doing it. Gives me something to try to shoot for, so. And I mean, it's not like I'm trying to make money off of this, so. Let's do it for the fun. Why not? Why not just make it a little bit more interesting? Maybe, Yeah. Alright, so that's that. I would like to see about trying to do a Let's Play on an RPG of mine that I own. Maybe something like Disgaea, or maybe Chrono Trigger, or maybe one of the Final Fantasy games. The one problem I face with that, and kind of the problem with RPGs, is that there's a lot of grinding involved. There's a lot of, having to go through random battles and then just earning money and earning experience points to buy better stuff, buy better spells and such. And I doubt anybody really wants to watch several minutes of somebody just level grinding. Because I can't imagine that that's any fun, particularly if it's just one guy doing it and then just making comments while he's doing it. So that's kind of why I don't, or may not, end up doing RPGs for Let's Plays. But if anybody really wants to see it, I'll do it. Hell, I would be more than happy to do a Chrono Trigger Let's Play. I mean, it's no secret, I fucking love Chrono Trigger. Hell, I rebought Chrono Trigger on the DS when it came out. So, and I want to buy the original Super Nintendo box for Chrono Trigger as well, because that's just how much I love that game. So, that is what I have coming up. I might see about trying to do some more, how far can I get, series of videos. I did a previous one before I left on DOA for survival mode, which was interesting, which was fun. It went a little too, it did go a little too fast than I wanted it to. But yeah, other than that was fun, and it's still a good game. So that's that. That's what I have coming up. Zelda Let's Play retrospective. I wonder if I could try to include anybody else. I mean, the only other person I would maybe like to invite would probably be my friend Luke Nutzman, who's a fellow YouTuber Let's Player. But I imagine he's really busy with everything else that he's doing. His plays and his videos, and then uh, whatever else personally that he has going on. I did actually ask him quite a while ago if he would ever be interested in doing a Let's Play video together. And he actually said yes, which was surprising to me. The only thing is that if we did do a Let's Play video together, we couldn't actually play the game together, because I console game. And I imagine when he does a Let's Play, it's all heavily PC. So I imagine if we did, it would just be him watching me play through Skype on my webcam. So you can already imagine just the shitty quality. But I would be, more than happy to explain that to him. But, and if he didn't want to do it, I wouldn't blame him, if he didn't want to do it. Hell, that's actually kind of the reason why I'm debating on whether or not I want to include my friend Andy in on my Let's Play retrospective of Zelda. Because, for one thing, he's going to be on a phone, so he's not going to be able to see anything. He'll probably be able to hear it in the background. And then, when I was actually talking to him about it, he actually said that he never really played that much of the original Zelda games. He did play a lot of the N64 and then the Super Nintendo one a lot, but he didn't play really any of the early ones. So, and I did when I was a kid. So it'll probably just end up being another typical solo thing. I would like to include, more people, or at least more friends of mine in on my work, and I've been trying to, but, everybody's got lives, everybody has work, they have families and such, and, it's perfectly okay. That's life. Alright. I'm going to cut this video short. So, that's what's going on, that's what's coming up, and I was kind of hoping I would be able to finish, or at least upload the Skyrim J-Dawg Let's Play very soon, but I haven't heard back yet. Might not for a while. Or might not ever. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, because the last time I asked her about it, she bit my head off. That's always fun. Alright. I'm going to get out of here, but I will probably see you guys very soon. See ya.